Pluto had it coming from the beginning. It was like it was never really belong. Pluto's orbit crosses that of another planet. That's no kind of behavior for a planet. On Pluto, geology was active. We were astounded when we viewed these pictures. A world so far from the sun ought to be a frigid, lifeless place. With an open mind, we planned to gather data sets to see what was present. Pluto is concealing something that has scientists in a panic and making them reevaluate what they believe to be true. Under the frosty surface of the James Webb telescope, declassified images have shown startling intricacies. Who knows what else might be hiding under that icy shell? Let's explore this finding that will permanently alter the search for extraterrestrial life. Something huge is hidden by the frozen heart. The idea that Sputnik Planitia, Pluto's well-known heart-shaped glacier, might be perched on a secret ocean was one of the most astounding discoveries. This is a nitrogen glacier that covers more than 1 million square miles. So it's not just any ice field. Researchers believe there is a sizable reservoir of liquid water behind this thick coating of frozen nitrogen. Pluto has been confounding predictions for billions of years. If this is accurate, the New Horizons mission's lead investigator, Alan Stern, thinks this could be the first hint that life could exist in the most unlikely places in the cosmos. Before we get into this, it's obvious that Pluto's frozen core conceals something far more amazing than anyone could have imagined. You won't be able to speak after this discovery either. The surface of Pluto reveals a tale of activity that no one had predicted. It is very lively for such a small and remote world. Massive mountain ranges composed of solid water ice can reach heights of 4 miles, matching the highest peaks on the planet. However, the smoothness of areas of Pluto's surface, is even more strange. For example, the craters we would anticipate from billions of years of asteroid collisions are absent from Sputnik Planitia. On the contrary, it is covered with odd polygonal patterns that suggest convection. Here, the ice moves and churns, resembling a lava lamp due to heat from below. The source of heat? Perhaps when Pluto's core decays, radioactive materials break down, providing just enough heat to prevent the ocean below from freezing solid. And scientists are perplexed by more than just a heart-shaped glacier. The enormous weight of the ice on Sputnik Planitia appears to have caused Pluto's entire orientation to change. The glacier now lines up with Charon, Pluto's largest moon, suggesting an intriguing gravitational dance between the two bodies. The concept of an interior ocean is further supported by the faults and fissures that run the length of Pluto's surface. These features are consistent with the planet's crust flexing and shifting over a liquid layer. Is life possible in this cold world? The intriguing topic of whether life exists on this far-off frozen world is brought up by the prospect of an ocean on Pluto. Renowned physicist Brian Cox speculates that life may not be long behind if there is water. Any possible life forms might be shielded from intense cosmic radiation and extremely high surface temperatures by the ocean's liquid condition, which is shielded by a thick layer of ice. Despite his caution, Cox admits that the finding of even the most basic microbial life would be revolutionary. The goal is to demonstrate that life can exist in circumstances very different from Earth, not to discover complicated animals. It is still difficult to demonstrate that Pluto has an ocean despite all of this strong evidence. During its approach, New Horizons only took detailed pictures of roughly 40% of Pluto's surface, giving only a glimpse of the planet. The rest is still unknown and awaits further exploration to reveal its mysteries. The Pluto Orbiter, a follow-up project that may spend years thoroughly examining the dwarf planet, is already being promoted by Alan Stern and his team. The existence of this secret ocean and its possible implications for life could be verified by such a mission, a finding that may change the solar system. The hypothesis that Pluto may have a subterranean ocean is changing our understanding of the entire solar system, not just this one dwarf planet. Where else may we discover water and life if an ocean can survive here, in one of the coldest, most remote locations? Other icy worlds with indications of subsurface oceans, such as Jupiter and Saturn's moons Europa and Enceladus, are already being studied by scientists. These results raise the possibility that subterranean oceans are significantly more prevalent in the universe than we previously thought. We wonder where life might be on Pluto because of its ice surface and hidden ocean. But could its fiery beginnings point to something even more unexpected? A bold beginning that transformed Pluto. The ramifications are huge for eternity. Oceans are essential to life as we know it, and the more locations we discover with them, the more likely it is that life is present elsewhere. The limits of the habitable zone, the area surrounding a star where conditions can support life, have had to be reconsidered by scientists in light of Pluto's possible ocean. It was once believed that this zone ended well before Pluto's orbit, but it now appears that life may be able to endure considerably farther out, shielded by massive ice layers. However, how did the ocean on Pluto form? It was once thought by scientists that Pluto evolved gradually over millions of years, accumulating rock and ice. Pluto would have become frigid and lifeless as a result of this slow process. Recent research, however, points to a different narrative. Massive impacts may have produced enough heat during Pluto's rapid and violent formation to form a liquid ocean, which has since been sustained by radioactive decay. Everything we believe to be true about the formation and evolution of frozen worlds is called into question by this hot start notion. Pluto's ocean may have existed for billions of years, long enough for life to arise if it did have a hot start. Pluto is not alone either. There may be hidden oceans on other minor planets in the Kuiper belt, such as Makemake and Haumea. Given that these far-off worlds might have the answers to the universe's origins of life, this opens up a whole new field of investigation. Exploring Pluto and its neighbors is no easy task despite the thrill. Even though the New Horizons spacecraft only spent a few hours collecting data during its flyby, it took almost 10 years to reach Pluto. Even longer, possibly more than 27 years, and requiring major technological breakthroughs would be a dedicated orbiter mission. From creating power sources that can endure for decades to engineering spaceships that can withstand the extreme circumstances, the hurdles are enormous. Another obstacle is the price. For a single planet, a mission such as the proposed Pluto orbiter would probably cost more than $3 billion. However, the prospective findings make it worth every cent. For many scientists, the opportunities to thoroughly examine Pluto's ocean, geology, and atmosphere could revolutionize our knowledge of the solar system and our role within it. Scientists are still examining the data from New Horizons. As we await the next trip to Pluto, each new piece of information completes the puzzle, exposing a world far more vibrant and complicated than anyone could have ever dreamed. The tale of Pluto serves as a reminder that the greatest shocks can be found in the most obscure and unnoticed locations. Pluto has demonstrated that it is a world worth researching. Whether it be an ocean beneath the ice or evidence of prehistoric geological activity, the finding of a potential ocean on Pluto ultimately concerns more than a single far-off planet. It's about broadening our perspectives and questioning our presumptions about the possible locations of existence. It's about finding wonder in the most unlikely places and seeing past the obvious. Despite its little size, Pluto has had a huge impact on science, and its mysteries are only now being discovered. The discovery that Pluto has an ocean changes our perception of far-off planets and moons and opens up the possibility of life far beyond what first appeared to be realistic. The discovery of life on Pluto would revolutionize the hunt for extraterrestrial life, even if it is really easy. The hypothesis of an active Pluto with a secret ocean is becoming more plausible as scientists continue to collect evidence. These discoveries have transformed the icy far-off dwarf planet from a frozen rock in the Kuiper belt into a site of amazement, promise, and a reminder of the universe's limitless surprises.